12 Rules for Life. Human beings have a natural inclination to resist rules and restraint, as it often feels like they limit our freedom and autonomy. However, rules and structure are essential for creating order and stability in our lives. Without rules, chaos and uncertainty would reign, making it difficult for us to cooperate with others and build strong relationships. Jordan Peterson, a clinical psychologist and professor of psychology, believes that embracing good rules is the key to living a free and fulfilling life. According to Peterson, good rules are those that help us to reduce unnecessary human suffering and prevent evil. He argues that by adhering to these rules, we can create a better life for ourselves, our society, and the world at large. In his book 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, Peterson outlines a set of principles to help readers live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. The book is based on the fundamental rule that we must each take responsibility for our own lives and strive to do our best for ourselves and for others. So let's begin Chapter 1. Chapter 1, Fix Your Posture. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. All animals, including humans, are governed by dominance hierarchies and involuntary biochemical responses. Lobsters, for example, battle for dominance. During a confrontation, two lobsters size each other up using their body/claw sizes and chemical secretions, which signal their health, strength, and mood. Dominant lobsters have higher serotonin levels, project greater confidence, a better posture, and can fight longer. An alpha lobster typically wins without even having to fight physically. After each confrontation, a lobster's brain changes, the loser avoids further conflict, whereas the victor gains even higher confidence and serotonin levels. Similar patterns can be found in other animal species. Generally, stronger animals get more food, better homes, higher status, better mates, and greater cooperation from others. That's nature's way of distributing scarce resources. Likewise, humans have a dominance detector in our brain. How we perceive our social/economic status affects our well-being, which reinforces our status in a positive feedback loop. People with strong self-esteem feel/transmit a sense of security and confidence, which makes them more attractive and respected. This improves their productivity and well-being, which further reinforces their self-perception. Higher serotonin levels are associated with greater resilience, happiness, health, lifespan, prosocial behavior, and leadership. On the other hand, people with a low self-perception feel insecure. They're more likely to be stressed, jumpy, and reactive. They make poor decisions, fail to command respect/resources, which reinforce their loser complex. In short, our self-perception affects the vibes we transmit to create a self-reinforcing loop. If you feel like a loser for whatever reason, the first step is to break the negative cycle by correcting your posture. Don't slouch. It conveys defeat and a low status, which prompts others to treat you poorly and reinforce your low self-perception. Fix your posture. Stand straight, push your shoulders back, speak up, and make eye contact. This signals confidence to yourself and others. You'll feel better, others will show you more respect, and it starts a virtuous cycle. It's about standing tall, facing up to reality, and taking responsibility to become all you can be. Chapter 2, Treating yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Treating yourself with kindness and compassion is an essential part of self-care. Often, we tend to be hard on ourselves, criticizing our shortcomings and mistakes. However, treating ourselves with kindness and respect is essential for building self-esteem and maintaining overall well-being. The idea of treating ourselves like someone we are responsible for helping encourages us to take care of ourselves in the same way that we would take care of someone we love and care about. Taking care of ourselves involves a range of activities that contribute to our mental and physical health. Getting enough rest, eating healthy foods, exercising regularly, and engaging in activities that bring us joy and relaxation are all crucial elements of self-care. When we take care of ourselves in these ways, we can improve our mood, reduce stress levels, and enhance our overall sense of well-being. Practicing self-compassion is also essential for building resilience and coping with challenges. Instead of being critical of ourselves when we make mistakes or face difficult situations, we can practice self-compassion by acknowledging our struggles and treating ourselves with kindness and understanding. By being kind to ourselves, we can build resilience and better cope with adversity. Chapter 3: Making friends with people who want the best for you. Surrounding ourselves with positive and supportive friends is essential for personal growth and development. When we surround ourselves with people who share our values and aspirations, we are more likely to achieve our goals and become the best version of ourselves. These friends can offer constructive feedback, provide motivation when we're feeling discouraged, and celebrate our successes with us. Choosing friends who want the best for us is crucial for creating a strong support system. These friends will encourage us to pursue our dreams and offer support when we face challenges. They will celebrate our successes and offer empathy and understanding when we struggle. In contrast, friends who are negative or unsupportive can hold us back and drain our energy, making it more challenging to achieve our goals. Building meaningful relationships with positive and supportive friends takes effort and intentionality. We must seek out and invest in friendships that are based on shared values, mutual respect, and a desire to grow and learn together. By doing so, we can create a support system that will help us navigate life's challenges, achieve our goals, and become the best version of ourselves. In conclusion, treating ourselves with kindness and compassion and surrounding ourselves with positive and supportive friends are essential for personal growth and well-being. By taking care of ourselves and choosing friends who want the best for us, we can build resilience, cope with challenges, and achieve our goals. These chapters offer practical advice for cultivating self-care and supportive relationships, which can help us live happier, healthier lives. Chapter 4: Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Comparing ourselves to others is a common human tendency, and in today's world, where social media dominates, it can be easy to get caught up in the comparison game. However, constantly comparing ourselves to others can be detrimental to our mental health and self-esteem. It's important to remember that everyone's journey is different, and we all have our own strengths and weaknesses. Instead of focusing on what others are doing or where they are in their lives, we should focus on our own progress and growth. Comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday can be a powerful tool for personal development. By looking at our progress over time, we can see how far we've come and identify areas where we can continue to improve. This mindset helps us to focus on our own goals and aspirations and work towards becoming the best version of ourselves. It's important to remember that growth is a journey, and it's not always a linear process. We will have setbacks and challenges, but by comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday, we can see that we are making progress, even if it's not always easy. By focusing on our own progress, we can also cultivate a sense of self-compassion. Instead of beating ourselves up for not being as successful or accomplished as someone else, we can be kind and understanding towards ourselves. We can acknowledge our strengths and accomplishments and recognize that we are doing the best we can with the resources we have. This mindset can help us to overcome feelings of self-doubt and build confidence in ourselves and our abilities. Chapter 5: Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. As parents, it's natural to want the best for our children. We want them to be happy, healthy, and successful. However, sometimes our desires for our children can cause us to inadvertently push them in ways that are not in their best interest. It's important to remember that our children are individuals with their own unique personalities, strengths, and weaknesses. It's our job as parents to guide them and support them, but we also need to give them space to explore and make mistakes. One way to ensure that we are not inadvertently pushing our children is to set clear boundaries and expectations. We can communicate our values and priorities and work with our children to create a family culture that aligns with those values. This can help our children to develop a strong sense of self and to make decisions that are in line with their own values and priorities. Another important aspect of parenting is to practice active listening. We should strive to understand our children's perspectives and to empathize with their struggles and challenges. This can help us to be more patient and compassionate towards them, even when they make mistakes or engage in behaviors that we don't like. By staying connected with our children and creating a supportive, nurturing environment, we can build strong relationships that will last a lifetime. Finally, it's important to remember that our children are not extensions of ourselves. They are individuals with their own unique personalities and interests. We should encourage them to explore their own passions and pursue their own goals, even if they are different from ours. By supporting our children in this way, we we can help them to develop a strong sense of self and to become happy, healthy, and successful adults. Chapter 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. When we see something in the world that we don't like or that we believe needs to change, it's easy to jump to criticism and blame. However, before we criticize the world, it's important to take a look at ourselves and ensure that our own lives are in order. This means taking responsibility for our own actions, addressing any personal issues or challenges, and cultivating a sense of purpose and direction in our lives. By setting our own house in perfect order, we can become more effective agents of change in the world. When we are grounded and centered in our own lives, we are better equipped to handle challenges and setbacks, and we are more likely to approach problems with a level head and a constructive mindset. We can also become better role models for others, inspiring them to take responsibility for their own lives and to work towards making positive changes in the world. Chapter 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. In life, we are often faced with choices between what is meaningful and what is expedient. The meaningful choice might require more effort or sacrifice, while the expedient choice might be easier or more convenient. However, if we want to live a fulfilling and purposeful life, it's important to prioritize what is meaningful over what is expedient. Pursuing what is meaningful can take many forms, whether it's pursuing a career that aligns with our values, engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, or cultivating strong relationships with those around us. When we prioritize what is meaningful, we are more likely to find a sense of purpose and direction in our lives, and we are more likely to feel fulfilled and satisfied. Chapter 8. Tell the truth, or, at least, don't lie. Honesty is a fundamental value in our society, and for good reason. When we are truthful with others, we build trust and respect, and we create a foundation for healthy relationships. However, telling the truth isn't always easy, and there are times when we might be tempted to lie or withhold information. In these situations, it's important to remember that honesty is always the best policy, even if it's difficult or uncomfortable. If we can't tell the truth for whatever reason, it's important to at least avoid lying. This means being honest about our limitations and our feelings, even if we can't share everything we know or feel. By avoiding lies, we can maintain our integrity and build trust with others, even in difficult situations. Chapter 9. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. Assuming that the person you are listening to might know something you don't is an essential aspect of effective communication. This principle requires us to approach every conversation with an open mind, ready to learn something new. It's important to acknowledge that no one person has all the answers or a complete understanding of a situation. Therefore, when we listen to others, we should assume that they have valuable insights or knowledge that we might not possess. Assuming that the person you are listening to might know something you don't allows us to broaden our perspectives and deepen our understanding of a topic. It helps us to avoid making hasty assumptions or jumping to conclusions. By approaching every conversation with a genuine desire to learn, we can establish more meaningful and respectful relationships with others. However, assuming that the person you are listening to might know something you don't does not mean that you have to blindly accept everything they say. It is still important to question and verify the information you receive. But by assuming that others have something to teach us, we can approach these conversations with a more curious and open mindset, leading to more productive and fulfilling interactions. Chapter 10. Be precise in your speech. Being precise in our speech means choosing our words carefully and communicating our thoughts and ideas as clearly and accurately as possible. This principle is essential for effective communication, as it ensures that our message is understood by others as we intended it. It is particularly important in situations where misunderstandings can have significant consequences, such as in professional or legal contexts. When we are precise in our speech, we can convey complex ideas in a way that is easy to understand, avoiding ambiguity or confusion. This requires us to choose the right words to express our thoughts, consider the context and audience, and to use appropriate tone and nonverbal cues to support our message. Being precise in our speech can also help us to build trust and credibility with others. By communicating our ideas clearly and accurately, we demonstrate that we are knowledgeable and trustworthy, and that we take our communication seriously. This can lead to more effective and productive relationships, both in our personal and professional lives. However, being precise in our speech does not mean that we have to be overly formal or stilted in our communication style. It's important to be authentic and natural in our speech, while still conveying our message clearly and accurately. This requires us to develop our communication skills and to practice active listening, so that we can respond appropriately to others and build rapport with them. Chapter 11. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. This principle emphasizes the importance of respecting children's autonomy and allowing them to engage in activities that bring them joy and fulfillment, even if these activities involve some degree of risk or danger. Skateboarding is a popular activity among children and young people, and it offers many benefits such as physical exercise, improved coordination and balance, and opportunities for creativity and self-expression. When we allow children to engage in activities like skateboarding without interference or unnecessary restrictions, we demonstrate our trust in their abilities and judgment, and we promote their self-esteem and independence. This can lead to a more positive and healthy relationship between adults and children, based on mutual respect and understanding. However, it's important to note that this principle does not mean that adults should neglect their responsibilities to ensure the safety and well-being of children. When children engage in activities like skateboarding, adults should provide appropriate supervision and support, while still allowing them to take reasonable risks and develop their own skills and abilities. This requires us to strike a balance between fostering children's autonomy and ensuring their safety and security. Chapter 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. Firstly, petting a cat can bring us many benefits, both physical and emotional. Studies have shown that petting a cat can lower our blood pressure, reduce stress and anxiety, and improve our mood and sense of well-being. This is because petting a cat releases oxytocin, a hormone that promotes feelings of relaxation and happiness. Additionally, interacting with animals has been linked to increased social connectedness and a greater sense of purpose and meaning in life. Moreover, petting a cat can help us to connect with the natural world and appreciate the beauty and wonder of the creatures we share the planet with. Cats are fascinating animals with unique personalities and behaviors, and interacting with them can teach us valuable lessons about compassion, curiosity, and respect for other beings. However, it's important to note that the advice to pet a cat on the street does not mean that we should approach every cat we encounter and force our attention on them. Cats are independent creatures who value their personal space and may not always want to be touched or interacted with. It's essential to approach cats with respect and sensitivity, observing their body language and behavior to determine if they are open to interaction. If a cat appears hesitant or uncomfortable, it's best to give them space and let them be. Additionally, it's important to consider the safety and welfare of the cat when interacting with them. Stray cats may be vulnerable and in need of care, and petting them without taking proper precautions could put them at risk of injury or disease. If you encounter a cat on the street, it's essential to approach them with caution and to consider contacting local animal rescue organizations or shelters for assistance. Conclusion. These rules are designed to help readers develop discipline, responsibility, and resilience, while also promoting cooperation and positive social relationships. By following these rules, Peterson believes that individuals can tap into their true potential and contribute to the betterment of society as a whole. In summary, rules and structure are essential for creating order and stability in our lives, even though we may naturally resist them. Embracing good rules that help us reduce unnecessary suffering can help us live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Peterson's 12 rules for life are based on the idea of taking responsibility for our own lives and doing our best for ourselves and others, and can help us develop discipline, resilience, and positive social relationships.